welcome to our show, and I'm very, very honoured to be greeted back to New York City in such a fine fashion. Very proud of the show. The exhibition was constructed during a time of my life where I am under a lot of pressure. Not so much to produce the works for the show as much as I was to become a diamond. The pressure in which I speak of, I can't speak directly or specifically about at this stage, but it will all come out in the wash, no pun intended. Okay, so let's just begin with my process. My process begins with a thought. It begins with a structure, a linear structure of a narrative. Now, my role as a painter is to shine a mirror on society. This work is not about myself. My work's never been about me. I'm a conduit for a higher purpose. I feel like in a lot of ways, as human beings, we are just practice boards for our future selves. And when I'm manifesting and wanting to work, it's very important for me to stay in tune to the fact that I am less important than the work itself. The work itself needs to be, it makes itself. I'm not here. What I'm interested in talking about is the reflection of society in relation to itself.
You mentioned the relevance of your grandmother. How did she foster your talent? Were you raised by your grandmother?
No, she passed away. She was born in 1919. My grandmother was a very important person to me. She took me to galleries and showed me what it was to maintain a practice in a studio consistently, and a ruthless kind of, you need to draw everything if you feel like you want to be informed about anything. If you think you know something, then draw it and prove it.
So what inspired you to do this superhero DC Marvel artwork? What was your inspiration?
Superheroes, they've been my mode of contemporary mythology. I was always interested and have been for a long time in mythology.
Are you a big Marvel DC fanatic?
I decide consciously and I act upon such things with mindfulness. I hope that answers your question.
No, you got it. Thank you.
Wait. Before we go any further, what do the bones mean?
The bones are my way of saying, hey, here's the truth.
Okay.
What does it mean then when you don't include a bone in the work?
It's a bit difficult to hear you. I'm not sure if it's so hard to hear me, but would you say that?
I said I'm too high to repeat it exactly, but what does it mean when you don't include a bone in the work? Because there are a few works that don't have bones, and then there are other works that have multiple bones. So and I from what you just said, I fail to see the connection to the work, except where you're saying that this is the truth, explaining the political message that you're giving, or whatever truth you want.
Fantastic. Thank you. That's a very good question. I really appreciate that. So I refuse to. I am my audience. I don't ever attempt to think for 1 second that my audience they're not as intelligent as myself, and I don't take my viewers for granted. I definitely don't want to patronise them by thinking that I need to spell everything out continue? I'm going to continue with discussing the process of hypocrisy and my disdain for the brutes. I'd like to mention something that inspired me greatly as a child, and it was Charles Chaplin when he did the great speech, and when he spoke for the first time, it was not a Wizard of Oz moment where all of the little people came down to dance and the colour was
if you want. Don't let me be in the way.
It was a different kind of revolution, wasn't it? It was a different kind of revelation where Charles Chaplin spoke for the first time, and now this difference in context and content is paramount to the examples in which I attempt to illustrate in my practice when I'm dealing with judgment systems and I'm dealing with analogies. So in the same way that I don't take my viewers for granted, nor do I attempt to patronize them by trying to trick them. I'm not a magician, and the difference between a magician and a painter is the painter doesn't do tricks. But to get back onto my point about Charles Chaplin and the difference between Charles Chaplin and the Wizard of Oz, there's a great difference. That is exactly the turning point and the manifestation of consumption, consumerism, and mass media versus actual meaning. George Orwell was right on track in 1984. We're realizing it now, and it's a scary time, but it's a scary time and it's an exciting time. Well, I choose to be apocalyptical. Now, sorry, may I continue? Thank you. The bit about when I was talking about judgment systems, I speak of these languages in also other works when I talk about strippers being of equal class to ballerinas, in the sense that they are very similar in very many ways. And I also relate that to the practice of the freedom of visual speech being that so much of graffiti, for lack of a better word, and fine art. So with the low brow and the high brow, the he and the she, the bottom and the top, the hot and the cold, in all of its fashions, eventually we will see a homogenization come about, and it will be you'll be rendered absolutely. There will be no inequality. There will be absolute poor. There will be absolute rich. But as far as gender, sex, race, there won't be a difference in the long run. And this is we're at the turning point right now in history. Time travel is it's a very sensitive operation.
But you don't realize until you get older that time doesn't really exist.
Well, yes, I understand that that's a concept that there's cultures of this time period of the species.
Oh, really? You're calling me common, are you?
Well, I actually can't comment on that. I'm sorry. I can't say the future is very bright. And you know, light always realizes that darkness was there before it. And let's just say that we're in the dark times now, and there's beautiful things coming. I can be certainly certain of that. What I was going to say was I can't say too much about time travel. They won't let me. But what I can say is that we are all a doing a very good job. I'd like to congratulate you all very much.
Good. I'm a dancer, so I know that you love dancers too, right? What is it?
Fantastic.